Hey, you crazy cats. It's day 127 of a screenwriter's journey, and we're picking up right where I left off yesterday, surprisingly not. And that is working sort of with these Save the Cat bits. Although right now, no, yeah, I'm in the break into two part here, and I'm trying to figure out what a choice. Keep it simple. Yeah, I was talking about keeping it simple yesterday. So in in this version of the screenplay, I'm trying to get my voice to not sound nasal by the end of the day, but that is my problem, not yours. As you see there, I've got how messed up is Lexi, angry at Holly for not keeping touch with her, resentful at her mom for doing this. Um, I've really been experimenting with character traits, not really traits, but where a person is coming from, what are they based in, where when the story starts, at least when the bulk of the story starts, where is the character in her journey in this case. And obviously for the bulk of the story, Lexi's 18 years old. So what has shaped her life up until now? And I've gone through a million versions of that. Obviously, in the draft that I completed and sent out to people, she was relatively well adjusted. She didn't know she was in the Whitsick thing, but Holly had raised her literally. She referred to her as aunt, although obviously she was more of a mother to her. She was well adjusted. She had friends. She had the boyfriend who, of course, will she still have a boyfriend? We'll have to see. But now in this version that I'm writing here, I'm thinking to make her a little darker, a little more kind of tormented, a little messed up. And so I really battle because something, well, that's not true. I have written really sort of dark, almost twisted characters, and the mother, Rachel, is kind of shaping up to be that way. And so my thought for Lexi, and I don't know that that's coming across in the script, is that she's sort of insecure. She's sort of on edge. She's seen how things can go bad, and she's a little bit brittle. And now that I'm saying all this, I don't know that that is coming across in the script. I think she's still maybe too well adjusted, although the problem is at the same time, well, if Holly hadn't been in her life and she'd bounced around from home to home, obviously she would be kind of in that state maybe where she's not entirely secure with herself. But if it turns out that Holly is a bigger part of her life, then if she's still kind of, insecure and incomplete and immature, then what does that say about Holly? It says that she hasn't done a good enough job to make her a better young lady. So still thinking, writing, discussing, changing that. Rules of what, and then I'm trying to find out some of the actual rules or laws about, when people can and can't leave the program, what are the conditions, and all that kind of stuff. And also how you would get in touch with someone. So, for example, if her name is Lexi, yes, if Lexi was not in the program, but her mom was, could she have contact with her? Could Holly have contact with her? Wow, it looks like I just got rid of a bunch of stuff. Although this document is still, 36 pages long. So that's pretty long. Although it's not like one solid document. It's a whole bunch of ideas strung together. I was tempted to say strung together. right now over me. But that's not how the song goes. So yeah, I'm just getting rid of a lot of stuff, which, because I'm not resaving that under another name, I don't know that that's a great idea. But I guess I was convinced at the time that I wasn't going to pursue whatever I had written, so I wanted to get rid of it. Oh, I think I see what I do. I copied and pasted it into a new part, and maybe I was just getting rid of all of the comments. So I can't say for sure. But what am I doing now? All right, so here's a new theme stated. Do you have to choose between doing your job and caring for the people you're helping? That is kind of an offshoot of the last one, and it's sort of pretty close to something that I think I'm gravitating toward in the more recent versions, including maybe the one I'm working on now. It's funny, and I've probably mentioned this before, when you write something in an outline or treatment or notes or whatever you want to call it, even if you never refer to it again, because when you write it, you think, yeah, I'm going to go back to this and use it as my Bible or my backbone or whatever. But frequently you don't, because once you write it down, your brain obviously remembers it better, and then you start working on the script, and sometimes you deviate from it, and then you come back and you go, oh, that's right. And then you make some changes, and sometimes you realize that now the script has gone in a slightly different direction. So now I'm thinking of a B story where, well, it would go back to the beginning, is that Hogan is the father that gets put in jail, and then how interesting would it be if Hogan and Holly teamed up to find her daughter, and maybe the mother is what's Rachel's deal? So that would sort of be very interesting. But if it's going to be not really a love story, but a budding relationship, would that be too creepy? I mean, from an age perspective, not really, because Hogan might be 5 or 6 years older. It's not like he's 20 years older, although not to say that people with that big of a gap can't fall in love. So I'm just reading what I've got here. They go searching for Lexi. Red herring. This is promises. Yeah, that fun and games is usually not something that I have a problem with, but not entirely certain that it's working how I want. 127 in the can. Thanks again. See you next time.